Hey guys, Ayoyu Megami here, and welcome to a new episode of Morioh Confidants. Today, we're gonna focus on the mangaka who is not at all a self-insert of Hirohiko Araki, Rohan Kishibe. The tarot card that in my opinion best represents Rohan Sensei is the Magician Arcana. In Persona, the character linked to the Magician tarot card are often the protagonist's first companion, acting as the group's second in command. A role that in this case fits more to Koichi Hirose. Let's start by taking a look at the Magician's card iconography. The Magician's staff represents imagination, the element that Rohan requires for his work as a mangaka. The sword on the table is a symbol of difficulty, which represents the various challenges and hardship that his hunt for inspiration puts him through. The golden coin represents skill and success, translated into the achievement Rohan acquired thanks to his manga. And finally, the chalice represents the depth of his passions, which fits perfectly with Rohan's character. In its upright position, the Magician's card has the meaning of potential, talent, intuition, reliability, desire, and spiritual power. The Reverse Magician Tarot card has the meaning of deception, arrogance, selfishness, harmfulness, cunningness, and immaturity. Rohan is famous for the passion he pours into his profession as a mangaka. Despite his remarkable artistic skills, Rohan constantly strives to improve his skills as an artist, in order to keep himself and his readers satisfied. In this regard, he reflects the Magician's card message of encouragement for the exploitation of one's ability without hesitation. To feed his imagination, Rohan always seeks new inspiration and adventure throughout Japan, examining all the rumors that he finds fascinating. He often ends up ignoring common sense, to the point of spending a huge amount of money to conduct his researches. Another bad habit of his is that of turning people into books to read, which is 10th ability, Heaven's Door. Rohan is a talented artist, capable of drawing with a superhuman speed that allows him to finish many pages in a short period of time. He excels as a manga artist thanks to his extraordinary mastery in drawing, thanks to which he became an acclaimed artist with many fans across the world. In line with the fire element in the iconography of the Magician, which in this case represents the creative energy of the mangaka, as well as his intelligence and enterprising spirit. Despite his questionable personality, Rohan has often proved to be a person you can count on, even showing a certain inclination to sacrifice himself to assist Josuke and the others in order to track down Reimi's killer, especially after remembering that the girl sacrificed her life to save him. Despite the annoyance he finds towards certain people, Rohan never goes so far as to put their life at risk. Rohan is also very accommodating with his fans, signing their autograph whenever they ask for it, regardless of the situation. His desire for people to read his manga is so intense that it overcomes any other drive he might have, to the point that for him, money is just a means to an end than anything else. Rohan is also an enthusiast of art in all of his forms, and a collector of many things related to the art and to the entertainment. Rohan was the first, together with Koichi, to venture into the Ghost Alley, a bridge between the world of the living and the dead, where they met for the first time the ghost of Reimi Sugimoto, thus beginning the hunt for the serial killer that took her life. Rohan hates being deceived. When Josuke tried to deceive him during their dice game, Rohan ended up being so upset that he self-inflicted a severe injury on himself as a punishment for having failed for Josuke's trick. While he manages to maintain a professional appearance when the situation requires it, Rohan is still somehow rude and conceited in many of his interactions with other people, especially the individuals he does not respect. The mangaka is never hesitant to pass judgment on others, and this arrogance of his often causes mutual contempt between him and those around him. He is also full of himself, considering himself to be superior to the others because of his artistic talents. As I already mentioned, Rohan stopped at nothing when it comes to his goal of getting inspiration for his manga, even going so far as to violate other people's privacy. His curiosity can become obsessive to an unhealthy level. some aspect of his personality can pose a risk to him and those around him. For example, his obsession with Koichi's memory has put the later on safety in danger. His temper and arrogance always proved to be detrimental to him and his allies, which often led him to end up in dangerous situations or put others in safe situations, from which he narrowly escapes. Rohan is extremely cunning in planning traps for his opponents. He often butt heads with his ally Josuke. Rohan does not seem to pay attention to people or things that do not arouse his curiosity. He has also occasionally adopted a passive-aggressive behavior toward his interlocutors, going as far as to hit Ken Oyanagi for annoying him. Another peculiarity of tarot divination is that it also used to predict the future of one's career or love life. This section of the video will be dedicated to see if characters linked to their jobs or romantic lives are compatible with their tarot prediction. When the magician is upright, the card encourages the pursuit of opportunities with determination and ensures success if this is sought with willfulness, which immediately takes our mind to Rohan Sensei's works ethic and how often he is willing to surpass his limit in order to achieve his goal. If the card is reversed, it stands for reluctance and the waste of one talent due to fear. Receiving this card could also be a warning of fraud and deception to one's detriment. In the first case, the sensei seemed to not have to worry. As a matter of fact, I will argue that sometimes his desire to draw original stories end up doing more damage than anything else. As far as deception against him goes, Rohan hates being tricked. As of currently, no colleague or editor of his have tried scamming him. The only one who has tried to fool him so far has been Josuke Higashikata himself. In the Persona franchise, the Confidants of the Magician Arcana are often members that are introduced early on, ending up being the protagonist's first companion and becoming the team's second in command. A shared trait between the Magician of the Persona series is their immaturity. Examples: the feeling of enviness that Junpei Iori had towards Minato Arisato, Yosuke's true feeling being thrown in his face by his own shadow, and Morgana's arrogance toward her fellow phantom thieves. This childish sense of superiority that the magicians have is nothing more than a mask that they use to hide the perceived inferiority they have toward the world and the protagonist in particular. In this regard, Rohan reflects a lot of this thematic immaturity, which he shows extensively during part 4, and he also justifies immature actions using his sense of superiority toward the others around him. However, he does not seem to have an inferiority complex toward Josuke or the others. Rather, his ego is extremely excessive. A recurring trope in Persona related to the magicians is their unfortunate love stories. The story between Junpei and Chidori comes to my mind. The unfortunate death of Saki Konishi, the girl Yosuke Hanamura was in love with, and the one-sided love Morgana has for Anta Kamaki, who does not reciprocate his feeling at all. Such tragedies to be found in the story of Rohan and Reimi, although a romantic relationship between the two was highly unlikely, with everything seeming to point to a sibling sort of affection between the two. Oh yes, there is Kenji trying to date its teacher, I guess? Oh, wait a minute. In this last segment, I will compare Rohan Kishibe's personality with the other magicians. As I have already pointed out before, Rohan and the other magicians share a considerable sense of superiority that they use to mask their insecurities. The magician who most resembles Rohan Kishibe is definitely Yosuke Hanamura, with whom he shared the fact of having a relationship with an older girl that he loved who was murdered. He also shared the resentment that the latter had toward the protagonist, even though Rohan did not really hide his antipathy toward Josuke. Antipathy that Yosuke and Yu managed to overcome toward the end of the game. In this last section of the video, I will try to imagine what the confident event of the inhabitant of Morioh will be like. Rohan's social link will initially focus on his artistic block and his attempt to overcome it, not unlike Yusuke Kitagawa's confidant in Persona 5. Like in the spin-off Task Spock Rohan Kishibe, Josuke will join Rohan on his adventure in search of inspiration for his manga. Rohan's confidant will change around the 5th event, with the introduction of Reimi Sugimoto's ghost. From here on, Rohan's confidant will change focus, focusing on Rohan and Reimi's relationship, and how the mangaka feels for having forgotten about the girl's sacrifice until now. In the later events, Rohan seeks to forgive himself by contributing to the search for the serial killer and doing more in general for Reimi in order for her soul to peacefully leave Morioh without any regrets. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Next time, we are going to cover the High Priestess Arcana. Try to guess which part 4 character will have the honor of taking this Arcana for himself. Also, I wanted to thank you guys for helping me reach over 300 subscribers. Make sure to stay tuned for more, and until we meet again, farewell.